God bless the flag, we all beating our chest. When it's peace, it's the same old game. The same old players, same old names. Right. My skin is my sin. My skin is my sin.
What's good, fam? How's everybody doing? This is Jobs, and you are tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful. It's been a great day. You know, I'm not even going to front about that. Man, I feel good. I'm rested, and I woke up. Another day, another opportunity to get better. That's really all I can ask for. So how's everybody else doing? You know, I know I asked that already, and I usually ask that about 6 times anyway, because nobody listening to me anyway. I'm just waiting on, the team to show up. We should have a real lit show tonight. In case you've been hiding under a rock, you unaware, we got Red Pill on tonight. And from my understanding, and shout out to the plug for hooking the interview up. And definitely shout out to everybody that shared the show. Shout out to my admins, man. Y'all put in work, man, and definitely appreciate it, man. Definitely appreciate it. Let me get Sean in on the line right quick. What's good, fam?
What's going on, family?
Not much, man. Just chilling. How's your day?
All right, just watching a little bit of the Olympics,
Okay. That's what's up. Oh, and before we get it jumping off, man, I did not get a chance to get Phil's last 4 digits of his phone number. I'm about to bring you in, Sean and Rome, right quick. And as soon as we get the last 4 digits, we'll definitely bring him on. From my understanding, that he should come on about 7:15 anyway. And if you have not listened to the show, typically the first 15 minutes or so, the first 15 minutes or so, we talk about current affairs, current events rather, pretty much anything that comes to mind and keep it a stack. Let me get AJ and Rome on right quick. What's good, fam?
What's good, brothers? Peace. What's good?
Yeah, peace, family.
Y'all all right?
Yeah.
Man, cooling, bro. Like, just winding down on the work day, man. About to ready to chop it up, man. Ready to build for real.
Yeah.
All right. That's
definitely.
Yeah, we tried to hit you up, AJ.
Yeah, I heard, man. You feel what I'm saying, man? Having a little technical difficulties, man. My bad.
Oh, I feel that. It happens, bro. It happens. I want to let y'all know we got the chat room open on Blog Talk. We also got the event jumping off on Facebook. In case you can't get through tonight because the switchboard is already lighting up, you can definitely ask your question or make a comment on one of those forums. I know you wanted to chop it up about something, Sean. What's going on?
Oh, yeah. I'm right here. Oh, I was just looking at, about that new George Zimmerman. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
Chad Copley.
Chad Copley. That guy, yeah.
The dude in North Carolina.
Yeah, he's trying to be the new George Zimmerman. I mean, but this guy, it's clear murder with this. I mean, it was clear murder with Trayvon, but yeah. Did you hear the what he was saying to over to the dispatcher, the 911 dispatcher?
Yeah,
that was crazy,
it was
bro.
so fucking disrespectful.
Yeah.
It was so fucking disrespectful, man. So fucking disrespectful.
Oh, that man was talking crazy. He goes, I'm gonna secure my neighborhood. I'm on neighborhood watch. I'm gonna have the neighbors with me. There's hoodlums racing up and down the street. It's 1:00 in the morning. There's some vandalism. They have firearms, and we're going to secure our neighborhood. If I were you, I'd send PD quickly as possible. Then the dispatcher, try to tell him to, give the address of the intersection. He goes, negative, man. It's in Raleigh, North Carolina. PD can work that out. Thank you. Then he hung up.
And he got dead black man. And he got dead black man.
And a few minutes later, he called again. We have a lot of people outside our house yelling and shouting profanities. I yelled at them, please leave the premises. They're showing firearms, so I fired a warning shot, and he got somebody that got hit. And the operator, someone was shot. Well, I don't know if they were shot or not, ma'am. I fired my warning shot like I'm supposed to by law. They do have firearms. I'm trying to protect myself and my family. You know, and if I'm correct, there is no warning shot law in North Carolina. So he's ma'am, I don't know who you are, he says. There's freaking black males outside my freaking house with firearms. Then he hangs up.
I don't think anybody has firearms.
I think we got another kid dead.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely George Zimmerman 2.0. You call the police to let them know you about to do something, then you ignore their orders when they give you the orders, for the simple fact that you feel as though that just because the suspected perpetrators are black and no one gives a fuck about them, so you just go ahead and get the shooting and you don't care what the police say.
And you know the crazy part about that is, did y'all hear about the swimmers in Brazil?
Yeah, I was reading about that this morning.
And the reason I brought that up to tie that into this story is because if you look at the coverage, like these dudes basically vandalized the bathroom, pissed on the door, and the security guard at the gas station they was at was not having that and pulled the strap on them. Like, no, bro, you're not doing that. And all you hear about, like, they literally calling them kids. You know, they just kids having fun or whatnot. Like, dude is like 30 years old. You're an extra grown man. You should know better. But they so used to the privilege that they think it extends across the world. Apparently not to Brazil.
Right.
Still got too much going on.
Yeah, Brazilians are definitely more protected than black people are in America. Like, that's a fact. You feel me? Like, Brazilians are very protected to the point where as though there was a story that broke out about Brazilians like lightening their skin or something like that. They was like, no, we are banning these products for real. Y'all going to keep your melanin, y'all going to keep your color. So they're definitely more secure than black people in America. Because every week something's been happening to a black person. Like, every week.
Facts. You know,
every day.
And I don't even think we all know about what happened in Milwaukee.
Man, look, man. I'm keeping 100. We know what happened in Milwaukee, but did y'all hear what happened in Newark, New Jersey? There was a 10-year-old boy walking home. Police hopping out on him with shotguns, all up in his face. The boy 10, man. And they said the description of the person they was home.
They chased him home, right? I think I seen that, and they had a video blog of the little brother crying and all that when he got home.
Yeah, yo.
Yeah, yo, man. Like, this is where like I think we need to have our own neighborhood watch, bro. Like, seriously, like these type things, like that could have been any one of our sons. You feel me?
Exactly.
Any one of our sons, one of our kids, one of our cousins, one of our nephews, you know what I mean? Whoever. You know what I'm saying? It could be any one of our family members, man. And I just think that at this point now, like, we seriously need to be thinking about organizing, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you want to call it, a set. I don't care what you want to recognize it as. A set, a neighborhood watch, a community team, security, whatever. The bottom line is we need to have brothers that's out here on the front line defending our own, man. It's not happening. You know what I mean? We getting knocked off left and right, and we getting knocked off by our own and the police. So at what point in time as a black man you going to put the gun down and think about what's really going on to protect your own?
You know what? Part about that, if you look at New Era Detroit, doing that, catching hell from the police for doing that. Like, you would think especially in a city that's like 80% black. Most of you would think that would be saluted, encouraged,
right,
wanted, and welcomed. The police been giving them hell. You know why? Because they selfish.
Yeah.
They want to lock us up. Not only that, they looking at, well, if they do our job for us, we're not gonna have a job. Like, are you kidding me? You putting a couple of dollars over our existence.
Mm.
Like that.
They looking at it like, who told these niggas to actually organize and do something positive? We're not having that. Like, what?
Society is backwards for black people. As Neely Fuller said, they want the men to be women and the women to be men, or they want you to be a child, or they want you to be a child. You know what I mean?
Or they want you to be born again. They want you to be born again.
And as far as what you were saying, we have the soldiers. We have the soldiers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they're warriors. They fearless. It's the youth. You know what I'm saying? So go back to Milwaukee. Look at them. You know what I'm saying?
They was going hard.
From what I understand, I mean, I don't have all the facts, but the brother wasn't the most righteous brother. You know what I'm saying? And he possibly had something in his hand that's, but whether he did or not, you know what I'm saying? Them kids out there, you know what I mean? That's one of theirs. You know what I'm saying? So when he got, that, and you see how they went. We gotta get these soldiers to bang for righteousness. That's it. Bang righteousness.
It's something really up with that story, because first they said that he was in a stolen car, but he had his own car. Then they said that he had a gun, and he was a felon, but he had his concealed carry license. Like I seen the interview with his brother talking about it. He was like, y'all basically setting us up. This is his concealed carry license. How is he a felon, but he got this license? So y'all lied on him to basically victimize a victim. They victimized him.
We should expect that at this point.
I mean,
we already know. They already got the playbook, and they only got one play. And they've been using that shit for I don't know how long. Oh, okay, I got you wrong. And actually, you know what? I hate to cut y'all off. I'm just looking through. Just want to make sure that Phil ain't on the line. Okay. And before we jump back into that bill right quick, we're gonna add a little structure, just a little structure to the show, because we got a lot of people that's gonna want to ask questions, and we're not exactly sure how long the brother is gonna be on with us. So we'll get a question or two off ourselves, and I really want to just let the brother build and kind of just let him dictate the tempo of the show, and we're going to take as many questions as possible. If you get on air, I don't want to have to cut people off, but I want you to be aware and appreciative of the fact that other people would like to get on and get their round off as well. Okay? So no disrespect to anybody. And y'all know how we do it. We're not going to allow that anyway. However, when you get on air, like I said, I'm not saying, say 2 words and then be out, but, just be conscious of the fact that you're not the only one that wants to call in tonight. All right? And salute to everybody that's tuned in. All right, my fault. I just had to get that out there.
The brother's name was Seville Smith, right?
Milwaukee? That was the name. That was his name, Seville Smith.
His father didn't help the case. You know what I mean? What the stuff that his father was saying, supposedly. You know what I mean? Because if I'm correct, he was saying that. I mean, I agree with the message. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, you know what I'm saying? I say if that's the case. I agree with the message, but I don't not on the we need to stop getting on these medias, these certain medias, and talking about how we need to do better and this and that. You you want to say that, go in the neighborhood and tell them, work on that, fix it, get the boots on the ground and make it better.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that just helps the narrative that's already out there in the media that they already push. Don't help the narrative, like, God damn it.
Right. It's like, see, that's the thing about racism, black people look at things from an equality standpoint. Racist people don't give a damn about the truth. They don't give a damn if it's real. They don't care if it's lying. It's a team sport, and they're playing as a team. We're playing as individuals. That's why every time something happened to us, it's always going to be split down the middle. Everything it shouldn't even be like that. If you know that brothers out here getting killed every week, sometimes even 2 of them a week, and you still like, well, they said he was a criminal. Look, he got cornrows. He probably did have a gun. Oh, man, he out there causing trouble. Like, why would you say that? Like, just shut up. Just don't say nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Don't feed it to their narrative, and then they're going to prop you up and use you to push their narrative. Like, well, he's black, he said it, so I'm not racist, he said it. Shut up. Just don't. Just.
Those are in-house conversations, man. Like you don't say that. You don't let white folk hear you say that shit. That shit that we need to say within our own confinement. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean. You don't let the enemy hear exactly what you're going on.
I hate to break y'all up, but we got Brother Pill on the line right now, and I want to, in case you know, I don't know if in case you've been in a coma for the last 20 years, or you just open up your every social media account in existence. You know, if you don't know who Red Pill is, you're about to find out. So with that being said, I'm gonna get the brother on the line right quick. What's good, fam? Pill? You there, Red Pill? Well, I got you on, bro. 0150. We got Pill on the line, and I'm not sure if he can hear us or not. So we're gonna try to work that out. My phone be janky sometimes, so hopefully it ain't my phone.
He should be popping up.
But we got the brother live. Yeah, he will be.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you got them Obama phones, son. You gotta be careful with them joints, man.
Hey, them boys about to be over with in a minute anyway, so get all you can on them boys. So. You know what? Let me try this again. I'm gonna mute him and bring him back in. Maybe it's Blog Talk. Maybe put us on hold for a second. Phil, you on the line? All right. Well, you know what? We'll keep chopping it up for a second, and I'm pretty sure that he will chime in. As soon as possible.
I did want to say something that Brother Rome said. And I think that we should pick up his mentality. Like you said, some things are in-house. It's just like you and your brother, right? Y'all go to the club and do something, and your brother do something crazy. You going to tell him in the car, like, that was some crazy shit. But when you in the club, you like, I got your back. You feel what I'm saying? And that'll be a dope mentality to pick up for real, for black people.
Man, if black people even tried to think alike, that'd be a dope mentality. You know what I mean? That's a whole other show, man. I'm gonna keep that to myself. I'm gonna say that for another show, man. We already know what it is with that. That's a whole other show, man.
So you can cut to the bone with that one, man. It's a generational thing that got to be. That's the only way.
Definitely. You definitely got to bridge the gap.
Indoctrinate the youth to the point where you make a coon or even that that whole Negro-pean mentality, you make it endangered. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because as Red Pill would say, the real ones, you know what I'm saying? It's not too many. Not too many. It's outnumbered by the fake.
Definitely.
So you gotta teach the youth, man. It's like it's not gonna happen now. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be no unified mentality where everybody is on some
right.
Even though you got your own different thing, it's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be that right now. It's not gonna be that in 20 years. It's gonna take generation or two. Re-education.
And I don't think that we are doing a good enough job to think in 100-year segments or 50-year segments. We're not really adequately preparing for not just the next generation, but the next 3 or 4 generations. And if we ain't learned one thing from white supremacy, we should learn that. You know, that they don't plan for just their kids or their grandkids.
Right.
They've been planning for their great infinity kids. You know, their intent is to keep the stranglehold on forever. That's not gonna happen. I guarantee you that.
Oh yeah,
what I did
not
was
gonna happen, but they're trying.
Phil, I don't know if you can hear us, bruh, but we got you on. So whenever you ready, man, you just come on and let us know. I did text you and let you know that we got you on. So just let me know, and we'll definitely get the show jumping. My fault, AJ.
No, I agree with you. They put that shit in place. They gave it the perfect name, systematic. Cause that shit is 24 hours, 365. You feel me? And as far as us, we definitely we got to take the ones that's in the know. You feel me? And the ones that's not in the know and that's not ready, embrace them when they're ready. You feel what I'm saying? But slowing up, trying to just like awaken everybody. Next thing you know, it will be 10 years from now we're in the same position, or it might be worse.
Yep. Peace. I say this.
Right here.
Peace, fam.
I'm sorry, what you say wrong?
Nah, I think we got Pill on. Peace.
Phil, you there?
You hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you, bro. What's going on, man?
Oh man, peace to the family. Peace to the
Peace,
family.
brother.
Peace to the
Peace,
family.
brother.
Thank you for welcoming me on. Honored to be here. I really wanted to piggyback over what the brother just said about, you know, the whole thing with waking new people up. That's an excellent, you know what I mean? Like, that's an excellent point. And I'm just saying that we got to focus on those that are awake right now. Like, I don't know what we're doing out here. You know? I see a lot of people that are awake. They become disenchanted, or they feel like nobody's paying them attention because the focus that people awake need, you can't give like half-ass attention to people who have just woken up. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like
Right.
if I had a syllabus as a college teacher, if I give out a syllabus and the people agree to the syllabus and sign up for my semester, we come amongst a classroom, and then the first day of class, I leave all of my students in class and go into the hallway to hand out flyers or syllabuses. The students are going to be like, this nigga's playing games. Like, we here to fucking work. Like, we signed up for your syllabus. We want to learn. Why are you focusing on everybody outside of us? So with the movement, with all of these situations that have been happening, Mike Brown and Ferguson, you know, Baton Rouge, all of these different situations where a whole bunch of people are waking up, not just from that area, but online. Your homeboy, your mama, you know, people in your hood is like, yo, that shit is waking me up. Those are the people that we're supposed to be focusing on. Like the brother said, have an orientation program where we bring them in and give them those 10 steps that they need in order to acclimate them into this movement. You know what I mean?
That's a fact right there.
Yeah,
That's
man.
a fact right there.
Because they're wound up in Black Lives Matter. Yes, sir.
Before we really get into it, bro, I know you got a lot of things going on. I know you got the clothing line. You into the music. I want you to adequately let everybody know, for those two people out there who are unaware of how to contact you or learn from you. Let's say, let them know how we can check you out. You know what you got going on outside of this conversation.
Okay. Now, when I say this, I don't want to sound Hollywood or anything, and I don't want to sound like I'm, you know, but one of the best ways to find out the some of the work is to go right to Google and put Know the Ledge, either radio or TV, in the search bar, and then red pill, blue pill, KTL. I'm only saying that because a lot of my work is scattered amongst different networks, and I did that on purpose, you know what I'm saying? After studying new media and what is called digital convergence, meaning that the new media or the rules of new media means collaborations, right? Strategic allegiances. Because keep in mind, family, we're in a new economy. that's one of the reasons why these crackers or these Europeans, or just, let's say, I don't want to say Europeans or crackers because it's not just them. Like, it's a whole bunch of motherfuckers at this point. They got us marching and protesting and crying and whining. Meanwhile, the world is advanced, right? They're advancing daily. They're moving in directions that are almost like, it's almost like they could say we in the future right now. Right? But at the same time, conspicuously, look at the switch and bait. At the same time, they got us saying, yo, this shit feel like Jim Crow. It feels like we're in slavery. This shit feels like we're in the 1600s. But the conversation that the European is having with the world, and the Asian and the Indian and the continental African, they're having a conversation with the rest of the world saying, yo, we moving into the future. So we got to really pay attention to that shit, bro. Got to pay attention because nobody is fucking with that. Nobody's going to want to go backwards. Everybody's going to want to go forward. So we got to begin to, like what we're doing right now is new media. And this shit is groundbreaking. It's revolutionary because there's never been a time where we could talk to thousands of people in real time, even millions in real time, and get this information without a middleman being able to censor what it is that we got to say. Like if we was on FM or AM radio, 80% of the things that we're saying could not be said. That's why some of those brothers are non-effective. They just be gossiping and stuff. Because there's like a program director telling them, you can't say revolution, you can't say melanin, there's a list of words they can't say. Facts. So we came together and we put a lot of information out there on networks such as Sonetta, House of Consciousness, UGR, which is Underground Railroad, Brother Rich, Black Magic 363 on YouTube, Baba TV. And when we started out in 2007 and 8, we had No the Ledge TV on YouTube. And we're going to bring that back. But that's a good way of finding where we're at. And as we speak, we're putting together a membership site that will go by the name of knowtheledge.com, and that's where everything will be able to converge. But I'm real busy. Like right now, as we speak, I'm leaving Atlanta. We were out here paying homage to the memory of Dr. Sabi on Sunday. There was a nice gathering of people who were patrons of his and supporters of his, and we did like a beautiful African traditional ceremony. And I say that because I've been to a lot of ceremonies of our scholars and our powerhouses, and they mix it up with a lot of Christianity and churches and other things where I'm like, yo, that's not what they wanted. That's not how they wanted to be, remembered. Like, it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. You can't finish the race in the church, family. You can't finish a race going in a place where they might start spitting some fucking Latin. They might go in and hit you with a passage or some shit out that book that's a spell.
Right.
So what we did for Sabi, we brought out an all-female drummer band. We did the Ashes, we poured the water, and we had people come up and speak positive affirmations about the impact that he had on their lives and things of that nature, and it was cool. You know what I mean? It was like no stress. It was everybody was happy at the end because he wanted us to celebrate. I mean, he was 83. You feel me? People thought Sabi was gonna be 200 years old. He's gonna live forever, but I'm like, he was 83. Like, he did a lot of the work. Let's try to make it to 83. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So Brother Pell, could you enlighten us just a little bit more about your personal relationship with Dr. Sabi?
Yes, sir. Before I even begin, if I have to hop off real quick, it might be for 10 or 15 minutes. Like I said, we're leaving Atlanta, but I'll be right back. You feel what I'm saying?
Bet. Cool. We got you.
All right. My mother, Mama Pill, as the world knows her, she went to St. Croix in 1980 for medical reasons. She was put on to a herb doctor who lived on the top of a mountain by the name of Dr. Sabi. He was in St. Croix at that time doing his healing expedition. And, he basically was comfortable in the Caribbean because a lot of he's from Honduras. A lot of people don't realize that. Like, they like Honduras. I thought that nigga was African. No, he's a Honduran. And when we go to Mexico, Honduras, Costa Rica, Brazil, there's Africans that look just like him there. You know what I mean? It's not like Juan Valdez and the Aztec or the people with those, the people with those phenotypes. There's Africans, but they don't get visas. They don't put them on TV. They don't show them in the brochures to come and visit. You got to really go there to see them. And most of them are in the jungle or, now they're in the city and whatnot. But back then it was more jungle-like, or they're in the cities that are designated for black folk or Africans for that matter. And she met the brother. He helped her with her birth. Took my brother KT the arts degree. She was having complications with the birth. He helped save her life. And when she told him about the crack epidemic in New York City and some other things, he reconsidered and he came back to America. We spent a few summers with him in St. Croix. That's where my family is originally from my mother's side, in the Virgin Islands. And the brother instilled a lot of gems in us from 5 years old all the way up. I'm going to keep it 1,000 with the family. I don't want to get on here and be like, oh, I was wild, healthy at 5 and 6 and 7, and we were meditating and we were, healing people by touching them. No, that's some weird shit. I rebelled against that shit. Rebelled against it because the allure of hip-hop, the allure of Brooklyn, the allure of the streets when we were like teenagers, that was more alluring than hailing people and sitting in lectures with a barefoot African, going in and shit and drinking sea moss. I was like, just keep in mind, we got to keep it into context. Consciousness was not in the 80s. Consciousness was not, that shit was not accepted. It wasn't a wave. It was not. My mother was ridiculed, like people made fun of her. Eating healthy was considered whack. Like, nigga, you eating rabbit food. Like, get out of here. So, all I'm saying is that man planted seeds, though, right? Because when I was finished with the hip-hop life, or when I was done with the street, when I was abused enough by being locked up. I say abused because when you get locked up and they take your freedom, that is a level of abuse. That is a level of trauma that a lot of us don't even confront. You know what I mean? Hurting our parents by getting locked up, hurting our loved ones, going to funerals as a teenager, burying I had to talk to my mother about this today. I'm like, yo, Mom, niggas is traumatized. The elders don't understand that because they didn't go through the crack wars. They didn't go through the 80s and the 90s the way that we went through it. You know what I mean? They went through Woodstock.
Yeah.
They went through, I just said they went through Jim Crow. We went through the Crow. Meaning that we went through some straight up bodies. Like, they went through Jim Crow, but we saw crows, my nigga. Like, we really went through some stuff. And after I went through all of that, I was like, because remember, and this goes into what all of us are doing. When you talk to a 5-year-old, or when you talk to a 10-year-old, or when you talk to a baby about consciousness, you're planting seeds, right?
Hey, Phil, I hate to cut off your build, man, but we got a lot of background noise, and I want to make sure that everybody can enjoy this build. I'm trying to fix that.
I don't think that's me.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
Basically I'm gonna mute everybody and let you just go ahead and get that build on, man, because we love it.
All right, no problem. No problem.
All right, so my fault, bro. Go ahead.
Not at all. So when we dropping gems and when we dropping bombs and we building, all we're doing is planting seeds. Yeah, they call me Red Pill, my brother Blue Pill. So I'm like, as in the Matrix, whenever we build, it's a pill. But whenever someone is building with you, they're just either planting seeds or they're watering the seeds that have already been planted. You might not see that person wake up right away. You might not see that person turn into a god from a nigga in front of you right away. Don't turn your back on them. Don't give up on them. Just keep banging. Just keep planting seeds. Don't even judge them. You dig what I'm saying? I had to learn that the hard way. So as life began to water those seeds that Sabi was planting in our minds at 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, like the man cured AIDS, we saw that. We realized that, this man cured AIDS, but the impact and the weight of that really did not resonate at that moment. The allure of the streets, the allure of what Jay-Z was doing, the allure of what Big was doing, the allure of what the Versace era represented, and the tunnel and the arc, that shit was better than niggas that cured AIDS. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was like, I want to meet the people behind that. And it's just a perfect example of you can be the greatest, you could be a god in your household, but the children will not recognize your greatness right away, man. That shit hurts. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that really hurts. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. When we turned our back on our mother, we turned our backs on Sabi, when we turned our backs on some of the elders who were trying to help us as teenagers, we were losing our minds out there. We hurt them. We let them down. You know what I mean? We shamed our family's name.
I know exactly what you mean because I've been there.
Yeah, man. One of the reasons why I go so hard, and one of the reasons why I feel like I'm not going hard enough, and one of the reasons why I go long-winded and I'm trying to get this information out and I'm just trying to help, is the fact that I'm doing this for just more than just me. I'm really trying to balance some of the scales that were tipping, that were unbalanced in the time that none of y'all knew me or my brother, when they knew me as twin. And I didn't sell drugs, I wasn't pimping, I didn't catch no bodies. Like, I wasn't even really adding on to the savagery. But I participated in a lifestyle that I am not necessarily, proud of, because I see the effects of it on my son, on your son, on some of the babies out here and the daughters, just on our generations that came after us. So one of the things that I want to give back is when I was a young guy, there was an OG that was reading Dr. York manuals, or the tomes they call it. He said the black man is God, the white man is devil. Then they used to take us on missions and they put hands on white people. So they just wasn't saying it. They were, like, really doing it. They were, like, saying, like, yo, that's the devil right there. We going to punish him. And they was doing it in real time. I was like, damn, this shit is real, like, intense, But it was just a come up. It was, remember, New York City now is not New York City of the 80s and the 90s. You're looking at two total different places. A lot of the shit that they're getting away with now would never fly in that era, because keep in mind, when you regentrify an area, it's like putting milk in coffee. You regentrify the area, but you weaken the energy of that area. Like I said, I did a panel on this weekend about regentrification being similar to white blood cells that show up in a body that is not alkaline, it is disease. When your body is diseased and compromised, white blood cells show up. Well, when your neighborhood is diseased and compromised, white people show up. There's no difference. There's no difference. What do they represent as a recessive biologically? What do they represent? Would they not be the representative of white blood cells? When they show up, shit goes crazy. When they showed up in America on the shores, what happened? When they showed up in Africa and the Caribbean, what happened? They didn't bring sunshine and alkalinity and good health. They brought destruction. So Sabi was a great inspiration to us. We got back up with Sabi and right before, well, we've always been with Sabi but when we began to do better for ourselves, right? Because it's not about being around somebody that's great. It's about being around someone that's great and doing great things as a result of being around that great person. Because they got people around great people, but they got their hand in their pocket. Them niggas ain't great. They not great. They got that you shining so bright that you able to help illuminate these dark motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? That's what be happening. They're not great. They just around great people. And they're able to siphon off that energy and that knowledge and that light, because that's just what they do. They reflect. Right? But to see in Sabi's case, to see the contributions of that man, all you have to do is remove what he did or what he brought forth. There would be no fucking Whole Foods. I'm sorry to say. Because white people was not on their healthy shit when we was out. When my mother and Sabi was doing their thing back in the days, they wasn't out. So healthy eating, the word alkaline, you know what I mean? Sea moss, all of that shit. Saying that you cure AIDS and cancer, nobody was talking like that. He was a disruptor. He was a pioneer in the fact, even when he came into New York, people wasn't cooking up their own herbs and elixirs. They were using products from the Chinaman or the Hindu or other people. He smashed all of that. So I got to see opposition at its finest. I got to see when your own people bang on you. I got to see how people could stab you in the back. I got to see how how people come next to you to shine off of you, and they try to rip you off. I've witnessed a lot of things, but I also witnessed beautiful things. I witnessed people coming there limping, blind, crazy as fuck, like out of their minds. Because remember, the crack era was it had a hold of people. I saw people assault people that I love, because they were sick. But then I saw them get healed, right? Give me 1 minute,
Let me ask you this, bro. Okay.
Give me 1 minute. I'm going to hit y'all right back. Give me
no doubt,
10
man.
minutes.
We'll be here. Man, and I think we got all the issues resolved, too. AJ, Sean, y'all back on. Rome, you back on. Wow, though, man. Like, I don't think I've ever heard it put like that. And you know what? I'm not even going to lie, man. That makes me feel like I don't, for people that kind of deal with me on some type of regularity, they know I'm big on not giving up on people. And that just made me, that really helped to hear him say that. I'm going to keep it a stack. Because there are times where I'm like, you know what, man, I quit once a month, bro. I really do. I'm going to say it all the time, but I can't quit.
I think it's just dope for somebody that we got somebody on that's got an inside track information with Dr. Sabi. You know what I mean?
Facts.
That saw him from the ground up. You know what I mean? That's incredible. It's incredible, man. I'm glad that we had a brother on, man. Actually have somebody who personally knew him to shed light on the type of man and individual and his greatness. Just shed light on him for who he was and not what we got to Google.
Yeah. And the crazy part is, like, I literally was asking before, last week, like, has anybody, does anybody know anybody personally that was touched by Dr. Sabi? And it's just amazing how things just go full circle. And I wasn't even expecting that, bro, to keep it a stack. I was not expecting that at all. Okay. You know what? I'm not sure who phone that is, and I'm not sure because he didn't hang up. So I really don't want to mute him, but I kind of, I don't want the brother to start talking to somebody else and we be all in this mix either. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of go back and forth. And I don't know who that is, man, but it's like somebody is like catching the train or something, and it's going in and out. So we'll try to get that resolved. AJ, are you there?
Jobs, you're not.
I'm here.
Jobs, don't give up. You're not supposed to give up on your people, though. You know what I mean? It's just not all your, as John Henry Clark said, not all your kinfolk is your skinfolk, or not all your skinfolk is your kinfolk.
That's true. Hey, and while we got a little break right quick, I'm gonna take the call 0578, and I'm pretty sure they wanted to ask Phil a question, and if so, I'm just gonna get you on air, and then we're gonna bring you back once he gets on. You'll be the first call that we take. But before we do that, y'all know y'all tuned in to My Skin Is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio, and from Goons to Guys, man, we welcome everybody, and we only have one rule, and that's be respectful. Y'all got to check out the groups, My Skin Is My Sin and All Black Everything. And am I missing something? I don't think so.
Know the Ledge.
Oh.
Ledge.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, shout out
check out Know the Ledge. And look up Red Pill and Blue Pill. And if you have any requests about the show, any you want to get on the show as a guest, or you want to do an ad or whatever, hit up Rome at goonstogods at gmail.com. All right, I got that out the way, and let's get to 0578 right quick. What's good, fam?
Joseph, hey, it's Tina Payne.
Oh, what's up? How you doing?
How you doing? Hey, AJ.
Hey, what's going on, Tina?
Okay, so who's the other person talking? I'm not familiar with that voice.
That's me. That's wrong. Oh, wrong.
I'm sorry? Are we connected, Rome? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that would either be Jerome or Sean.
Okay, cool. Well, first off, I want to tell you all, I'm very proud of you all. I've been following this radio station, a good year or so now. Joseph, you all and AJ, you're doing a wonderful job. And, yeah, that's what's up.
Appreciate that.
Hello.
You can't tell, but I'm over here blushing.
I hear it. No, it's cool. And of course, I hadn't heard of the red pill before, so of course I had to put that in there. I hadn't heard of him, so I'm interested in learning more in reference to what he has to say. I wasn't really familiar with Dr. Sebi as well, so yeah, that's why I LinkedIn to see what you had to say.
Yeah, Sebi was very dope. He was very dope. Because what really turned me on to him, because I always heard about him curing AIDS. And, some people would try to discredit it, or they're like, well, he got to prove it. But then when he went to court in New York City, and they asked him to bring in 7 witnesses that he supposedly cured, he brought in 77 and beat the case and represented himself. I was like, he's the man. He's the man. 77 people. He could fill up the whole courtroom with witnesses. I know they probably got the 56. Like, man, all right, you won, man. You won.
Yeah, I think they had only asked for like 9, but
wow.
Yeah.
Dr.
Diagnostics, paperwork, and everything.
I heard he was a special individual, and when my husband told me how he passed, I'm like, and of course I hadn't heard too much of him, but pneumonia at that age, and he was stopped for a little over $30,000. I'm like, okay, wow, that just, I don't know. I don't know about
what makes it even crazier was prior to that, like a week or two before, somebody in New York City magically found the cure for AIDS. Oh, really?
I saw it the next day. After they say he passed away, I saw the story that it was a cure the following morning. Like, I guess it was within hours. Nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
come
really?
on with that one. Like, that's ridiculous. Right. Like, stop it. Like, give me a break with this shit, man. Like, it's out of hand.
Like, it's damn, you couldn't even wait 2 months. You just go and do it in 3 hours, like that's y'all some wild people, man. Y'all some wild individuals.
Yeah,
that's
take everything.
That's a fact right there. Yeah. So how is everything with you and your organization? And let people know.
Everything is good. I'm gonna take a little break as far as I guess personally communicating with people online, and if they're interested, I'm opening a youth center here in Chicago. Need lots of support, but my biggest thing is the art. So I guess if you're an artist or a lover of art, connect with me. It's Tina Tane, and raising funds to open this center, which would teach the kids how to. I mean, you talked about this again, Joseph, or I'm not sure. I think it was Red Pill. He spoke of it again, or I think it was it Sean, the other host there, speaking on the youth again. And we come back to this. I think I've been hearing you 3 weeks in a row, and we always speak about what it is that the youth need, and it's very important for us to instill these lessons in these children who are going to be our future leaders. So, I mean, if we don't do that, then, hey, we have no reason to complain. Simple.
And you know what? We got to, we at some point, we, and I'm going to say we even though I don't do it, but I'm going to take some ownership as well. We got to stop throwing these kids up under the fucking bus.
Man.
Stop acting like they just came out the womb with their pants sagging
and know everything.
Shit. like
For real.
they were raised or not raised by us. So when we say, this generation is this, they ain't, what you really saying is our generation did you a disservice. And what we should be doing is apologizing to this generation and saying, you know what language can we speak to you in that will work?
Facts.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
The thing
kills me. I'm sorry, go ahead, Ron.
The thing with this generation is you got to be able to relate to them. So what this generation needs, I mean, y'all know firsthand on what I do. I mean, Sean, AJ, and Jobs, y'all know what I do for a living. So the first thing you got to be is relatable to these kids, because even though our panel is products of the crack era, but these kids now are products of, I don't even know what you want to label this generation. Everything.
Disability,
it's a combination.
That's not being approached. Yeah, it's everything.
It's a combination of
guns,
everything. So you got to be able to talk that lingo with these kids to get them relate to you. And then once you get them under the wing, then you steer them in the right way to say, hey, look, this is what you don't do. This is how you do it. Or what you trying to do. You know what I mean? Then you get them to listen to them once you catch their ear. It's just they're a little different than how we came up. But once you get them under the wing, once you get them under the wing, man, you talk to them. And you get them to understand that, like, hey, look, I was you 15 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
You just find a niche. You find a niche.
Right.
Every kid is not the same. One kid's going to like to cook.
Exactly.
One kid's going to like to draw. One kid's going to like to dance. You figure out what that baby's element is, and you work around that, and you got that baby's attention right away. I'm sorry.
It's more than that. I think more than that. Some of the kids going to want to jump rope. Some of the kids going to want to color.
Some want to gang bang too. Some want to gang bang. Some want to do this. Some want to do that. I'm just saying.
You'll have some that want to do all of the above. You'll have some that want to do all the above.
I'm that person. So I know how to deal with each of you.
Right.
I'm from the west side of Chicago, the worst part of the city, so I know what my babies need here. And I call the whole city my babies. That's what they are. They are my baby. They are a resemblance of me, and we all need to get in this mindset and take care of them. It's like, man.
Everybody has a role.
I think that
exactly.
I think that this generation that we're in right now, as far as like us on the phone, we have to break that divide that was lingering over top of us when we had elders that didn't understand us. And they would always ridicule us, like, why do you do this? Why do you like that? Y'all Generation X. We heard that majority of our life. So when we dealing with these kids, we can't basically follow in the same footsteps as our elders did. Well, not all of them, but a few of them. But they always feel like they had the biggest voice. As much as I respect what Bill Cosby did, the pound cake speech just hurt my heart so bad. You feel me? Like,
that he had
why
to
talking
end
to
his
us
life
like
that. But then I understood him, but then at the same time, he was like, you see how the rest of his life was. I understood that tough talk because, I mean, some of us need that. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, everybody's not going to be on board when we want them to be. And so I think that's what I'm going through right now. My whole goal was to inspire. And, of course, Facebook, I don't believe in kids being on Facebook. They should not be on Facebook. And if it was some way I could get that shit off, I would. But I need 100,000 other parents to band with me and say that shit's not okay. But, they don't need to be there. So my goal was to reach out to the people. But they not reaching out to me the way I'm reaching out to them. Huh? Say it again.
I disagree with them being on Facebook, and I'm gonna tell you why. First off, you're not gonna stop it. But secondly, as opposed, every generation has got something that they do that is unfamiliar to the previous generation, and you could take it all the way back to how far you want to. When rock and roll first started, parents, that's the devil. When hip hop first started, it's a fad. We can go all the way back. The key is joining with them, allowing them. You know what? Okay, I know you on Facebook. I'm a friend you, and you have no option in that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I need your password. You have no option in that. You know, you have certain times you can be on Facebook. I'm not taking that away from you because that's a huge part of who your generation is, whether I like it or not. When you say don't do that, no that it's inherent in teenagers, myself included. When I was a teenager, when your mama say, "Oh, that's just don't do that," that's damn near a green light to say you gotta try that.
Of course, I agree, and but at the same time, what I've been dealing with. I have a kid that I've been dealing with bipolar, and no one would know this in the last 3 years, and. Man, that type of place, that social network is no good for a youngster, and predators being on there, and you understand what I'm saying? So, of course, I have my own stance in that, and of course, I agree. The kids, at the same time, I agree, but it's some elements now, if there are adults able to control where, okay, they see a kid's face here, they shut that down right away. It's adults being predators in reference to the children, and so for me, it's a scary kind of place when you're dealing with diseases. You understand? So, and again, that's something we don't talk about within the Black community. So, and I per se myself have been dealing with a child with bipolar, and I'm going to tell you, it has not been an easy road, considering whatever it is that I'm attempting to do, and regardless of the messages or whatever the case, it doesn't have to go as, you plan. You can teach your kid, whatever, and once they hit that outside element, it can go however way, it goes. So
I agree. I honestly think that social media is the devil. Like, this whole week, I haven't really been messing with it, like, for kids and adults. You get on there, you F you, I'll blow your house up, I'll find your mother, and you're like, oh my God, like, the disconnection from real life and talking to somebody through like a message board is getting out of hand. Like, I've seen kids say some of the craziest stuff, and I'm like, where did you get this mind? It's making your heart very, very cold. That you don't. That's true. That even though you probably don't know this person, they live in Puerto Rico or something like that, they're still a human being, and vice versa. Like, your intent is to hurt somebody very badly, or just get online and fuck somebody's day up. And I think it's funny because Bill Gates, I think it was Bill Gates. He came up with a lot of things for the social media and the internet and all that, but he said his kids don't be on there for no longer than 2 hours. So he doesn't care about your kids being on there all day, but his kids ain't going to be on there all day. And it was very interesting to hear him say that, because he knows that it got to be something wrong with somebody being online all day. That's why he's not going to let his family do it. He'll let you do it, or anybody else do it. And it's just causing a real big disconnect.
Peace, family.
Yeah, how you gonna have them do it? Have everybody else do it,
hold
and
on
then
1 second,
not
Queen.
allow your kids?
Hold on 1 second, Queen. I hate to break you off. Pill, is that you?
Peace, fam. Yeah, I'm back. Pardon me. We good, though.
All right.
Yeah, I just wanted to add on to that social media thing that, we got to keep in mind, like the sister's saying, social media, they didn't necessarily teach us, or they didn't give us the 101 on how to navigate that. You feel what I'm saying? Social media is a rest haven for sociopaths, antisocial people, people with social issues. You dig what I'm saying? And they're doing a social experiment. Remember, Zuckerberg was he was a major in Harvard for neuroscience and psychology, the study of the brain, right? And the study of sociology, he's studying behavioral patterns. right? So let's use the analogy.
I know that.
Like let's break down social media. Let's break down the major ones. When I'm scrolling through Facebook, I'm scrolling through your mind. Because I'm reading your statuses, I'm reading your thoughts, some people's innermost thoughts. Like, when you go on at 4 a.m. and shit, between 4 and 5, motherfuckers is like, they just be spilling their innermost thoughts out. So Facebook is like going through someone's mind. It's like going in your living room. YouTube is a little different. It's like scrolling through. It's not that personal because it's video, it's viral, it's a different kind of approach. Instagram is like scrolling through somebody's bedroom sometimes. You know what I mean?
That's so true.
Real talk, because let's not talk about what Snapchat is, because that's even going a little bit further. So imagine what's coming down the pipeline if like the sister said, we got to talk about it, and we have to talk. And it goes back to Dr. Sebi because we're dealing with disease. So now, when you're dealing with disease, that's not only airborne, but the shit is cyber, because you could get sick. You could get. There's pathologies online. These niggas are sending fucking spirits through the internet. You could get sick from binging off the wrong videos on YouTube. I promise you. Watch World Star for like a day straight. And eat like fast food and shit and smoke some Reggie and watch World Star. You will have a migraine. Like, your ass you might want to hang up. So my thing is, what kind? Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off, man. I got a question for you though. Was there like a oh shit moment for you when you realized the greatness that was within you and the effect that you had on eliciting change in others?
To be honest with you, brother, it hasn't hit me yet. And it might be like, damn, what you mean? It is one of the weirdest experiences because when you're inside of something, you cannot see inside of it. Like, I'm inside of it, so I don't know the impact. Listen, I promise you, there was a point where I was telling my wife, I was like, yo, these niggas is outside my building just waiting for me. Because it's this way. Because I'll come outside of my building some days and I'll take 2 steps and somebody be like, Brother Red Pill. I'm like, what the fuck? How does this person know me? This way. Not realizing that we're online and that we're viral and the amount of people, consciousness doesn't have an outfit anymore. Consciousness doesn't have a look. It don't have a complexion. It doesn't, you can't define it because dude had tattoos on every inch of his face. Piercings in his eye. You know what I mean? I'm talking about a complete goon. He was like, yo, I watch everything that y'all doing every day. He said, I wake up and all I'm watching is YouTube. He was like, yo, keep up the fucking good work. Like, you know what I mean? He had to put the thug in it. Like, yo, son, he had the hand motion. Keep up the good work, son. I'm talking about cars pulling over. Yeah. I'm talking about the train conductor stopped the train one day to let me and my son is right here, right, Amir? The conductor pulled the emergency brake and was like, yo, Red Pill, I didn't know it was you, brother. Keep doing the good work. I'm like, what the fuck?
Wow.
This shit is crazy. So I don't know what's being done because I'm just doing it. You feel what I'm saying? And I can't necessarily, this is how I'm able to measure it. I know the impact of watching Phil Valentine's tape, right?
Right.
And this is an interesting story about the whole Sebi thing. We'll get into that. I was watching the Phil Valentine tape September 10th, 2001. And he was breaking down the X-Men, and he was also speaking about some shit with the government, and he mentioned something about them utilizing Arabs as the new terrorists. And then the next day was 9/11. But I remember the impact that video had on my psyche. Like, I had a fucking migraine because he was restructuring my perception of reality just with his words. And whatever the migraine was, it obviously was my brain, or, you know how they be like, niggas got the chip? It felt like the migraine was the chip short-circuiting because he was giving up so much information at that point that it changed. I woke up and I saw the world different, and then, I really saw the world different because the towers happened. And then after that, I was like, you know what? I'm all the way in. Because you got to keep in mind, Phil Valentine with the metaphysical underground and the level of information that was being disseminated, and I'm not saying this in any kind of way against my great master teacher, Dr. Sabi, and what he brought to the game, but it's similar to fighting styles. Like, there'd be a good boxer, but then when you get a UFC, you're like, oh, shit, this is next level. So metaphysics was like next level in the information as it pertained to how I was receiving it from right there, from Dr. Sabi, because Dr. Sabi was going in, he was actually actualizing his information through healing. But we get caught in the glitterati of things. We get caught in big words. We get caught in science. I'm a Scorpio, so that shit appealed to me. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm going to keep it a buck. Sabi wasn't happy about that. You know, when I embraced Kemet and when I embraced metaphysics and when I was going a little bit out there, this is 2001 and 2, family. So this was no Facebook. It wasn't online. It wasn't cool. There wasn't Instagram. Like, you couldn't do hashtag, you know, Hotep niggas. And there wasn't hashtag Hotep niggas back there. You know, people were really embracing, like, Mudcloth, the Dr. Ben era with the academia and people going to Kemet. That was in, but it wasn't in with the youth. It wasn't a youth kind, like the youth wasn't embracing nothing, like they wasn't into stuff like that. That wasn't a youth movement. It was for the elders. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when I started doing the lectures and I'm coming back to my mama, I'm like, yeah, you know, metaphysics and da-da-da-da. And they looking at me, they in the office like, nigga, what? What are you talking about? That's pseudo. It was the first
That's
pseudo.
facts, though, bruh. That's true.
That's what they were.
Hey, Sean, you there?
I mean, huh?
I'm sorry. I was making sure my co-host was here.
Okay.
And, I know he had a question for you. And I got everybody. I've been having to mute everybody, you know, once in a while. So I want to let everybody know you back live and you good. So you can just chime in when you feel comfortable. And my apologies for cutting you off, King.
Not at all. Not at all. Peace to the family that's in the building. You know.
All right. I got a question.
Yes, sir.
All right. How do you feel about, because I personally like it myself, how do you feel about the lectures and the debates and the people that say that it's a waste of time? But with somebody like me, I'm learning every time I'm watching these debates or I'm listening to these lectures. I think they're extremely helpful. How do you feel about people like trying to discredit them?
When anything starts out, there's a level of chaos to it. Remember, we're the hip-hop generation. So when we go in with shit, we go in hard. And we bring a certain energy to the board that is a rough around the edges, like they say, right? The same way that, like, when certain genres of music or certain versions of music that we all familiar with started popping. You know what I mean? Like, let's say when the turn up shit first started out, you had like Nuck If You Buck, David Banner, Pastor Troy. Then it began to evolve, right? Then it got into Little John. Now it's in the phase where it's drill music and it's turn up and it's all of that. So as black people, as we are evolutionary beings to our core. So when the debate thing started out, it was rough around the edges. It was a disruptor, meaning that it disrupted the natural way that things were going. Prior to that, the way that things were going was lectures. Yeah, there were people in the community that didn't agree with each other, and, you know, I just mentioned that. I just mentioned that Dr. Sabi, you know, was not fond of metaphysics and Kemet and some other things. He was dealing with, he said, I'm going to deal with the jungles of Africa, and other people are going to deal with the desert in Africa, right? And I was like, you know what, bro? It is what it is. Like, I ain't mad at you. You know, I'm not mad at all because I understand I understand where you're coming from. You know, hold on 1 minute. You gonna
No
pick
doubt.
out my mom?
Hey, Sean, are you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh, okay, man.
Yeah.
You know how you like to get ghost.
Nah, I was
Yeah.
muted. I was muted myself.
So the
Oh,
debates when they started out, when incendiary talk, like, yo, I'ma body that nigga, I'ma kill you. You suppress the gas. I'ma kill you. You know, it was rough. It was a little rough. It started. It was fiery. You know what I mean? A lot of things start out like that. Then it began to evolve. And being a disruptor, a lot of people felt that it disrupted the flow of things, right? No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
It disrupted the flow of things, so people were against it in a way. And then they were questioning the intentions behind it, if it was pure, if it was meant for aggrandizement, or if it was meant for educational purposes only. You dig what I'm saying? So there was a debate within the debate. But we all know as a people, we've always debated. They was debating in Spain. They was debating in Kemet. You know what I mean? They probably was debating in Garvey's era. So it's not like that's a new thing. Feel me?
Right.
So as it began to evolve, as it began to perfect itself, as it began to gain more purpose, it has become something that we could utilize for our benefit. Now, I've gone on record saying this, that when we take this information, it can be weaponized. Because remember, you can weaponize information, meaning that you could use information to destroy something. Like we got to see that shit in this day and time. When we use this information, when we weaponize this information and we start shooting each other up, that's a level of friendly fire that you got to be real fucking powerful and real strong to come back from. Because I've seen a lot of careers end of some people who probably would have been real beneficial in the community in their demonstration. But when it's utilized at its most effectiveness, I would say when the shit that we saw with Harry Rosenberg, you know what I mean? Where the community came together, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, I think so. And we had a common enemy or a common foe, and then everybody was on board. Like, yo, we're going to body this nigga. You know what I mean? And by doing that, we're going to show the world, we're going to show some of those dudes that might be like, this is a fad. It's not about nothing. All those brothers want to do is just argue all day. We showed them that, yo, we could come together and take this mighty white man that everybody feels like is this dominant being. Hold on. Shit. I know. Sit right here. Sit right here. And destroy them in front of the world. That shit felt good to me. You know, I was like,
I know it did, bro.
That's I was like, all of the things. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, for all of the getting over, especially the Jew, all of the, because he's one of the most sneakiest. You know what I'm saying? His game is, his shit is tight. He got a tight game. You know what I mean? The way that he be rocking our people to sleep, because remember, he studies us.
Facts.
He studies our people in ways that we don't. So
I know.
It's progressive. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying because I was thinking about it. Like they used to do debates in the '80s, like on Donahue when they used to have Shahrazad Ali and Dr. Francis Quest, and these were females like giving out extreme words, like damn.
Yeah,
never see the dude that they was debating with again. So I think they're necessary, definitely.
Exactly. But remember, when we saw them cutting down, when they was giving the business to when Khaled was cutting the Jew down, when Francis, they were cutting down our opposition, our collective opposition. So they came back to Harlem and other places to ticket tape parades because the people was like, yo, you're fighting for us. So a lot of the stuff that's taking place would have been alleviated. All of this race stuff, all of this back and forth about Do you know a lot of that stuff could have been bodied in some debates if we could have caught a European or a pilgrim or one of their cohorts, because they got minions, they got people that look like us to work for them. If we could catch their power structure, right, and they willing to come up into a debate and put their information, if they say that, yo, we have the right to do what we're doing to you, and it's you know, this is it's in the Bible, or you know, whatever the argument is, because they got a lot of arguments when it comes to how they want to deal with us. Debate it out. Debate it out. When it takes all.
I never thought about it like that. I
when
got a question for you too, bro.
And I don't want to cut your whiz. I just want to say one thing. One of the main benefactors in that demonstration, and I promise you, because I saw it with the last one of the main benefactors is going to be those unreachable people who are never interested. Because they respond to shit like that. As long as it's done in a way, because, you know, our people, when it comes to your...
You cut off there for a second.
Pardon me. When it comes to the way that we deal with Europeans, our people, we're so kind-hearted and shit, you know, so you got to deal with them, and you can't deal with them. You can't ragdoll them right away. You got to kind of like, you know, you got to clean the body before you catch it. For our people get turned off if it's too crazy on them. You know, because they like white people. Remember, we're talking about genetically, or what Francis Crest and them taught us, those are your children. These is the children. It took me to be in the industry. It took me to be in the industry to recognize that those are your children. Why do I say that? Because there's never been there ain't no time ever in life that I saw a black person faint when he saw a white person who's a star in the airport. This Atlanta? That's Atlanta? Like, if your girl was at the airport with you and she saw Bruce Springsteen and she just fell out, you need to leave her, because she's really in love with the white man. Like, she's fucking far gone. Like, she's the enemy of the state. Like, we run, like, do a fucking O.J. Hurts commercial and run. But when you see us, these niggas is saying that shit. I'm talking about like I said, I was in the industry. That is really a secret society, because they don't let regular black folks see how they fucking worship us. I promise you, the motherfuckers was worshiping niggas like we was God, and it would be the entourage. It's like it's one star with 8 of us, crackers the street, and everybody like they God, because. That's them. Remember, that's us in our higher selves. That's us operating on a higher degree. When you get some bread, you got signed, all eyes on me. You know how we turn into. We turn into our higher self, even if we on some lower nature shit. But the confidence is up. You know what I mean? The energy is up.
Right.
Peace.
Right.
Hold on. Say that real quick. Say Rev too. No doubt. See, I'm in Atlanta. I don't make this shit up. Go and get a seat. I'm coming in right now.
That's dope, bro.
I don't make it up, man.
You don't see it because you in it, but it's happening.
Because hold on a minute. 35.
That's just dope, man.
It's a testament. It's a testament. Not to me, though, family, because remember, I'm standing on the shoulders of some fucking great people. So I told somebody this before. I was like, yo, why would people get so mad at Polite? Dr. Sabi was with Michael Jackson, family. He was with Michael Jackson. Like, there's fucking video. He was with Lisa Left Eyes. That's the first conscious, that's one of the most, he went conscious Hollywood, but didn't go Hollywood. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But he been Hollywood from. I saw that in the 90s. So nothing surprises me. Nothing. Of course, nothing surprises me because I saw that. So to stand on Sabi's shoulders and to have things like this happen, it's just a testament to their greatness. You know what I mean? Thank you, brother. I'm honored just to say that I know the brother and that I sat at his feet and I picked up some of the jewels. You know, one of what I would say though is my brother KT the arts degree, because Sabi is a scientist, Sabi is a healer, Sabi is a herbologist. You know what I mean? Those are very big shoes to fill. I would never in my life try to step in those shoes. That's not what I do. I heal and I do my thing in my way. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't come in the community screaming Sabi's name. People just found out that we have relations to them. Some people, that's not what I did. I didn't come riding on his back. My brother KT, the arts degree, when it comes to herbology, healing, and blue pill and mama pill, that's their power. That's what they're carrying on. They got formulas. You know what I mean? They're healing people. They got people who are all healthy and stuff like that. You know, that's the power that they have. So to see things like this, it just shows me that that man's work is not going in vain. But it also puts a responsibility on me that is very heavy. Like, I promise you, son, there's some times at night where I'm laying there and it's the thoughts that I'm having is crazy. Like in meditation, because the weight of having your whole race on the shoulders of I would say a few thousand of us. You know what I mean? And they don't know. They don't know what the fuck is going on. They have no idea whatsoever the play that's taking place in broad daylight. You can't tell it to them. The shit is so crazy that you can't even tell it to them because they'd be like, that's science fiction.
You know what? And, bro, I want to let you know, man. Like, for you, the family, the team, man, My Skin is My Skin is always open to y'all, man. We'll interview any and everybody. Y'all can come on and debate, man. Whatever y'all want to do, bro. We standing on y'all shoulders. You know,
but that's what this is about. Look,
definitely appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. When I started the blog talk, remember all of us hopped off for YouTube in like 2009, and then we ran to blog talk. You know what I'm saying? And we were like, yo, I got inspired by Nikki Love and Ankh. Nikki Love and Ankh from the Ahmed Rock Squad had a show together back in the days. They was like the king of blog talk. And there was a few other shows, but I was like, yo, I'm just here to inspire other people, because every single night, damn near every hour of the slots need to be filled up with consciousness from every single angle. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, that's why it's hard for me personally to have gripes against brothers in the community from an ideological standpoint, because I walked through different schools of knowledge and thought, and it got me where I'm at. So I'm like, hold on. I can't debate my own school of knowledge, because I will be tearing the foundation in which I stand on. People don't realize that. It don't matter if you evolve from something. Did you debate your first grade teacher when you were in high school? So even if you came through a school of knowledge and because you live in the age of information and this shit is wide open now, and you're being deluged, it's almost like a flooding of information. You're like, oh shit, well Christianity, I figured out all kind of stuff about it. Yes, the same way that when your ass was in high school, you figured out some shit about addition that you didn't know because your brain wasn't prepared for it in the first grade. So in your Christian mind, you wasn't prepared for this deluge of information. But guess who is? The baby. Because I've been running into 5-year-olds that's deeper than niggas in their 30s. Heck, and I promise you, they're being born with the information already instilled in them. And that's how you can tell that we succeed in it. Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, I said we gonna fix that, man. We go. I'm so confident, man. I'm so optimistic right now, bro.
Yeah, you gotta be. This is a great time to be here, man. This is a wonderful time. I just want to say that nothing is happening that was not predicted, and nothing is happening that's not supposed to happen. Why are we mad at the white man is showing his things? I don't fucking get it. Why am I gonna go? Here, go check. Here, do your thing. This is me and my son. Let's check it. Yeah. So remember, nothing is happening that's not supposed to happen. The white man is he's becoming desperate, so he's showing you his things.
Right?
Facts.
What you think all of that they doing public lynchings right now? I remember in 06 and 07, 08, I was watching YouTube, niggas was washing the police up. Basically chasing judges out of the court. Don't you think they're gonna hit that? Do you know they own the media? They run the media and they can shoot a nigga because on record, based off of the illegal laws that they created, they don't have to respect and honor us. It's just plain and simple.
That's absolutely
true. You know
true.
what I mean?
Hey, bro.
I
did want to get your thoughts, man, on the Korean Games. I don't know if you got a chance to check out the interview we did, man, but I wanted to get your perspective on the whole Korean Games tragedy.
Yes. All right. This is what I would say about that whole situation. She was dealing with information from a novice standpoint, which doesn't make her dumb. It doesn't make her worthy of being killed. It doesn't make her cuckoo. It doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
From the research that I did, nobody in the Moorish Science Temple said that she was a part of that temple, so she was coming across information that is freely available online. But I saw aspects of some Moorish stuff come out of her, and I saw aspects of Baltimore come out of her as well. Let's keep it a fucking buck. You know what I'm saying? And she represents, she's 23 years old. I watch 23-year-old. I watch people of that age group when they get this information. They are uncompromising. They not playing no fucking. They're not folding for no white man. I'm sorry, that's not what they're doing. They didn't show up. They didn't reincarnate to be apologists. So she went very hard with her shit, and I wouldn't. I don't co-sign doing certain things around. You know, you got to pick your fights. Right?
Right.
You got to pick your fights. And not only do you got to pick your fights, you got to be able to fight when you know that you can win. And people had a problem with her saying certain things to her son. But I would say to them, if you lived in the same house of Afeni Shakur, if you lived around Asad Shakur, if you lived around Matulu Shakur, that was what you was going to hear, my man. I'm on the phone.
Wow, I never even thought about it like that, bro.
They raised their children to be uncompromising. They told their children, if they come and get me, bang on them forever. That's the lessons that Tupac got. You feel what I'm saying? As harsh as it may sound, it's sounding hard. It sounds harsh, and it sounds crazy. You know why? Because we don't have these conversations. That shit is extreme, and most of us are not used to extreme talk like that because we don't go all the way in like that with our shit. But she was going to the death with it. And if you're not willing to go all the way in like that, where you don't care. She said that shit in front of the popo. Like, look, kill that nigga. Fuck that nigga. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. That's some shit. But, and then going back to what I said before, her brother, the brother that was with her, and that goes back into the conversation that I had with Brother Rich about being equally yoked. Meaning that if you're conscious and your mate is not, if you are into your sovereignty and the man that you with or the sister that you with is in the dope game, it might be a compromising of ideology when the shit goes down.
That's true.
And I'm not judging. All I'm saying is, as a dope boy, he's supposed to know that you do not leave no fucking woman and her child. I don't care if I don't give a fuck if MIB is outside, nigga. Like, I don't care if I don't care if the SWAT from Grand Theft Auto, you know, in GTA when you just wet the police and all the niggas come from the helicopter. I don't care if the black coppers was there. You don't leave.
Thanks.
You don't leave. You don't leave. That shit is on his hands. You can't blame nobody but the dope dealer boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Because with the black man in at war, we're at war, and the black woman is at war as well. You know what I'm saying? They don't realize that because the concept that I said before, they've conquered us. This is a war. And in war, when you get conquered, your woman is the booty of war. So they're not going to be that aggressive to your woman. They're not going to take away. They're going to give them programs. They're going to nurture them. They're going to take care of them because they got them. This is a war. They own that until you take it back. Go in any regentrified community right now. You know what I'm saying? Go and check it out. Guess who's running around with your woman right now? Because remember, regentrification is an economic war. How is that an economic war? Because niggas is getting pushed out and there's white boys around your girl, around black women, and they're like, yo, I could pay the rent, bitch. I could pay the rent. And I could buy the drinks. Let's go. Psychologically, subliminally, they're looking like victors. It's almost like going back to the white blood cell thing. They're showing up because our neighborhoods got weakened by drugs, poverty, guns. Yeah. I know. I'm on the phone. As soon as y'all ready, I'm on. I'm on it. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah, I feel you.
You gotta remember, they are catering to the victors of the war. They always wanted our woman, black man. Always. They were mad at us because their woman wanted us. Keep in mind, there was an 800-year conflict, had a lot to do with their woman. You feel what I'm saying? So the way that they paid us back, or the way that they enacted their revenge, is the sex harm, is all of the things, the mixing of the genes. They weaken our genes by putting their genes inside of ours. There was a law that you would never mix with a European. That was a no-go. You would lose your life if you were to procreate with them. How did they break that? They break that rule through slavery, chattel slavery, which I just call prisoner of war. It was a war. It wasn't no regular, we pulling up. Them niggas came with guns. We had fucking spears. It was a war.
Very true.
It's an ongoing conflict. So the people with the iron conquered the people with the wood, the farmers, the agriculturists. When they pulled up into America, this wasn't a war battle, a battle-torn country. This was paradise, like the paradise that it is now. These people wasn't ready for war. These motherfuckers came with armor and war dogs and horses and fucking guns and swords, and they was bloodthirsty. And they always wanted our woman. Protect your woman. Francis Cress Welsing explains that they have a hybrid agenda. They are comfortable with Obama's, meaning they are comfortable with the mulatto. That's always been the buffer race. Hidden Colors 4 showed you that. You know what I'm saying? They could work with it.
Man. I'm just soaking it all in, bro.
Yeah. I want to mention another thing about playing games. And you said that when she was coming with the knowledge, and she also had a certain attitude. We had the person that introduced her to sovereignty and more sovereignty.
We can't really hear you, AJ.
Oh.
Yeah, you good now, man. Go ahead.
Right, you hear me now?
A little bit better, but you still got some serious feedback going on, bro.
Alright. Okay. Alright, like we were saying, when we did this show about correct gays, we had the person that introduced her to the more science on here and sovereignty, and you could kind of tell where she got a little her attitude from. You know, the brother was he was live. You know, and I seen a video that you did on her as well. I thought that was really dope. Around the 40-minute mark, you was going in crazy. I was loving that video.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
No problem. So,
that shit made me cry, man. You know,
yeah,
I broke down. Like Rich cut it, but I broke down because I was affected by everything involved in that case. You know what I'm saying? I found myself, me and my wife was like watching the traffic stop, and I was in fear. You know what I mean? Like I was fearful for her life. You know, and I was following her on Instagram. I was following her. She was active.
Yeah.
She was active. You know, but like I said, that Baltimore was in her. You know what I mean? The same way that New York is in some of us, the same way Detroit is in us, L.A., Oakland. I could go on for days. Tennessee, right. Milwaukee. You know what I mean? You ever met somebody conscious from Milwaukee? Huh. They turned up.
Mm-hmm.
You know? She got that young Pharaoh energy. She reminded me of that young Pharaoh. They around the same age.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like they ready to go. They banging. They going hard with it. So I just was like, you know what? Let's not make her sacrifice in vain. Bottom line. Let's keep her name. Let's keep her name in a respectful. Yeah, let's keep her name respectful. And I just don't want people to be turned away. You feel me? Because that would make all of that shit worthless. I don't want people to look at her and judge her and say what she should have, could have, you know, talk down to her because she might not have realized the extent of how wicked these motherfuckers are, even though she did say that she did.
Right. And I know you short on time, bro. We got a caller. If that's cool with you, I want to at least get one person in to ask a question. But before we do that, man, I'll make sure, man, if any way possible, you know, check us out, man. Reach out to us. You know, we down, bro. You know, we got a couple of groups. My Skin is My Sin, All Black Everything, man. And we've been doing this for a little minute, man. And we in awe, bro, to keep it a stack, man. And we definitely we salute you. You know, and I think I can speak for the whole team on that one.
Yeah, and I salute y'all, man. I salute y'all because one thing that I always want to be able to provide is information, assistance, and whatever this quote-unquote celebrity is that we have by being in a position to do because mine, like I said earlier, we started out...
you're breaking up just a little bit, King.
We started out the whole Know the Ledge thing, you know, to connect and to build. We're not going to do this shit on our own. There's no one organization that's going to do it on their own. There ain't no magical nigga born in a manger that's going to come along and do it on his own. You know what I mean? So we got to do it together. I'm out here. I'm about the numbers, man. And because with the numbers, I could show the family how this shit really supposed to work because it's all about the people. It's only the only thing that we're missing is the people are not organized and we're not moving in the same speed that this world is moving in right now. These niggas, the majority of them, are antiquated, meaning that they are utilizing a 1960, 70 mentality or mind state to approach a futuristic problem. They're not visionary. They're not futurists. They're going backwards. Revolution means to revolve and go backwards.
That's a fact. Speaking on facts, can you speak on the Facts Initiative?
Wonderful. Yeah, wonderful segue. Because the Facts Initiative is exactly the solution-based approach that you know that we're gonna bring to this whole conversation. It deals with a 30,000 membership at $20 weekly. All right, which equates to $600,000. FACT stands for food. Because remember, they used to be like food, clothing, and shelter. Well, food, art, because things have changed. And art encompasses, remember, art appreciates in value. These niggas run around talking about controversy sells. Yeah, fucking pork rinds sell too. Controversy sells, but it diminishes the value. We're talking about raising up the value and returning to the value to first our community and to our nation. So controversy might sell, but it doesn't help the value of anybody. So there's people that are embroiled in controversy and their stocks fall down. Okay, they're not as valuable as they was prior to their controversy. So fuck that controversy. Art sells, my nigga. Art appreciates in value. How about that? So when you see videos on YouTube, that's art. When you hear the music, that's art. When the rhymes or the poetry, that's art. All of that is art. You know what I mean? The painting and all of that. So we need a renaissance period because following or the precursor to any great change is a renaissance. You know what I mean? And I think that's what the community is we're going through that right now in the community. Look how many people are creative.
That's so true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's so true,
we just
bro.
We need a soundtrack, a documentary, and like maybe a film, and it should go into full swing. You know? But food,
I agree with you.
Art, Yes, food, art, arms. I said arms. I didn't whisper it. all of my second amenders with the clean records, arms. If nothing has showed us the need to protect and police our own, it's this last summer. The summer of revenge, summer 16. There's brothers in the military, there's brothers in law enforcement, there's sisters and brothers with clean records. The same way they did Blackwater, you could do a private, what do they call that? A private, they call them mercenaries, but that's the gross way of saying it. There's like private contractors out there, and we have the right to have private contractors protect our people from our people, right? Because we could get into that. We're going to get into that about what our people is doing to us and then the outsiders. You know what I'm saying? So food, art, arms, culture, clothing, technology, and shelter. And strategy as well, because nothing will take place until you get together and have these think tanks and we strategize. All of this YouTube shit like I do the YouTube videos, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. As a way to communicate, because I did a lot of years on Blog Talk interviewing people, and even on Sanetta's channel, I do interviews with other people. I wear a reporter's hat when I'm on that platform. Like, different platforms do different things. So the conversation that I'm, even with my Blog Talk radio show, you see how y'all are interviewing me? Me and my brother would interview a guest on every show. We were not really expressing our thoughts. We just would be able to interview and push their project or push their minds or their organization or their doctrine forward. Ain't had nothing to do with us. So the opportunity that Brother Rich and Baba give me is they interview me and they allow me to answer questions and speak my mind and just get it off. But as a result of some of those interviews, I want to continue some of those narratives in the form of these think tanks. Because that's how we getting washed up. We getting washed up through think tanks. Them niggas are laying out some shit for 100 years on niggas. Yeah. And then if you respond, they call in another think tank. That's the G20 and all of this other shit. And then they tweak it. So the days of going online and ranting and raving, that's over. I mean, it's a countdown. We're in a countdown mode. Okay, who are they targeting? And I'm talking about specifically because look at this, Mika Johnson. Right? I'm doing this lecture called "Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah," and he was the ambiguous one, meaning that nigga represented everything. Then the one that came after him represented everything else. He was the second one. He was in Boyce Watkins' class, right? Corey Holbrook's class. He followed Tariq Nasheed. He had a video of Sinetta and me on his page. He wore the TNT hat like Polite. I mean, it could go on for days.
Professor Griff?
No, that's Mika. Mika, Mika is short for Michael. Okay. And then Johnson. Okay. So Polite's first name is Michael, and Umar's last name is Johnson. Two Leos. I think the brother, I don't know if he was a Leo or not, but I'm like, damn, there's so many subtleties going on right now. Because that's the nigga that made the dashiki hot. Put it on. Yeah. You know? And it's not him. Yeah. It's not him. We gotta stop making brother. He's not the victim. It's the people who are cooking. You know what I mean? It's the ones who
we gonna
cooking.
Get to this caller right quick if you don't mind, Phil. 2137 if you don't mind, right quick.
Yo, what's good,
man?
Man? It's your boy Tone, baby.
What's going on, bro?
Nothing much, man. How y'all brothers doing today?
Doing good, bro. How are you?
Doing good.
Man, hey, y'all
Red Pill on the show, man.
Hey, what's going on, brother? Hey, you on it today, man. You talking that real, for real. You know what I'm saying? I've been on I've been on MIA status because, you know, Facebook has a tendency to cutting my pages off when I be talking to black. I mean, it may be because I'm in the Army and now I won't be conscious in the Army, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, one thing I want to hit on, like when you talk
Tone. Yeah, we can barely hear because I'm not sure who it is, but somebody is. It's a lot of wind in the background, so I apologize for that.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, we
you
good
hear me now, bro?
Yeah.
Okay. But what y'all was talking about before about the contractors and looking out for the hood. You know, me, I've been thinking about a couple of things for a little bit, and I actually got a couple of young brothers that put me on some crazy information. Like this one dude, he's getting out of the Army to be a cop, right? And he say, man, you got to look at it in the situation as if you still in the military, but on the outside looking at it. It's this thing called standards. There's a way everything is supposed to be conducted, right? But at the same time, if an individual is doing something wrong, and you sit back and let him do something wrong, you set the standard that it's all right for him to do something wrong in front of you. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, imagine if enough of us got out, or our brothers in the hood went out, instead of flooding the streets with protests, we start flooding the police academy. Now, what if we in there and every time something goes left, we right there, hey, man, you ain't going to do this today. And even if we don't last that long in the military, in the Army, the police forces, we done been in long enough to know the extent of the law. For example, if me and you out chilling and we ain't did nothing, we ain't got no paraphernalia, no drugs, no alcohol, we sober, we good. We get pulled over, and all of a sudden everything go left. Now, if anybody here pays attention to law, if you get detained for unlawful reasons and they not giving you a reason, you've done nothing, and they becoming violent, and you got to protect your life, and you shoot a cop, that you know legally, because this cop is getting out of control, it's an unreasonable arrest, and you ain't been read your Miranda rights, and that cop come hostile with you when you pop that cop. Don't get me wrong, if it's one of us, we gonna get put down. But if it's a white dude, you know he'll be justified. Ohio, there was a soldier, a black soldier. He was with his wife, and his wife got tased, and she lost the baby. And he put the cop down. They ain't putting that all over the news. Why? Because of the fact that police brutality against one of America's armed forces services. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the things in my head that I've been thinking about a lot. Like, I mean, shit. What if we did start having black people, more black people join the police force, patrolling our own streets? And now we know the law. Now we know what they can and can't do. Now we know what they are allowed to do and how they are allowed to treat individuals. I mean, I don't give a flying hell if you consider me 3/5 a man, but I'm still a U.S. citizen. So what you're doing as a police officer who's supposed to be protecting and serving me is illegal.
Hey, Tom.
Now, if I act on that,
Tom,
what's up now?
I hate to cut you off, bruh, but it ain't too often that we're going to get red pill on the show, man. So I want to get every second possible that we can to deal with the brother. No doubt, man.
Yeah, my bad, bro.
I feel what you're saying, though, just to keep it a stack.
But you see what he was saying? I want to add on to that you have the right mind state about, you know, taking our people who may be out there, our street soldiers, the street soldiers out there, and pointing them in a better direction. Or going back to what I said, why not just put them in a private security firm? Fuck police shit.
Oh, yeah, I can rock that.
But you can have somebody from the military who's, you know, the trainer who's training them, just get them right. Take them to the range, teach them some of them secrets that they teaching y'all on how to, how to survive and all of that. That needs to be done through private security to protect our interests. Because remember, the same way that you could patrol the neighborhood to protect and serve, you can patrol the neighborhood in your own police car, because the Jews are doing it. They in Brooklyn, them niggas got their own ambulance, their own police. They'll lock your ass up and put you in a Jewish jail.
Damn.
Wow.
You know? They got the Hasidic Jews they got their own ambulance. You could Google it, Hasidic ambulance or Hasidic cop car. So they handling their own affairs. We have to police ourselves, meaning that we got to govern ourselves. We are legally defined as minors. Legally, this is some shit that we agree to. We are legally defined as minors, meaning that they take, as wards of the state, they take full responsibility over us. So their whole mentality. There's a nigga moment. You got a nigga moment.
Hey, quick.
Live, huh?
Live in the land of snakes.
And you know what? While he checks out the nigga moment, that reminds me, bro. Like, we don't even have to be beholden to the cities that we in. We actually legally can construct our own cities. I remember, and this was some years ago, on the east side of Detroit, there was an area that was unsatisfied with being a part of Detroit. And they literally voted themselves out of Detroit, renamed it East Detroit, and did exactly what the brother was saying. Got their own police force, they all, the whole nine. So I
promise
on board
you,
with that.
Detroit is pop. When I say popping, bro, Detroit is where all of us could converge and should have converged about 10 years ago, damn near, and took over. Highland Park. Highland Park is small. It's a small city outside of Detroit. That's where Nandi's Cafe is, New Era, Detroit. Shout out to my brother Keith, Brick, and all of them. This is a small city that we can own. Like, I grew up in the Bronx in the 70s. People just starting to see the shit on the Netflix series Get Down. How New York looked in the 70s, the Bronx for that matter. And it don't look like that right now. It changed for the better. And that's how Detroit looked. Crazy. But I'm like, yo, why not start where it looks crazy at and build it up?
And, bro,
we got to find somewhere. We got to find somewhere and build it up. Okay.
I was born and raised there. So what up, though, bro? It's interesting. Like, I used to go to HP, back in the day, and, man, it is just like it's ripe for the taking. I mean, like, not only HP, but Hamtramck as well. Both of them just
Hamtramck, yep. So
totally fell off the map. And if we, like you said, if we just put that money in together, we could literally buy HP.
Word, bro. I promise you, it would be Black Wall Street on crack. Because let's not get it twisted. There's progressive people, entrepreneurs already reshaping the look of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? They already doing their thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, like if SETI put the call out, you'll have a detailed plan in conjunction with other groups. You know what I mean? It's a 10-step program that we're going to implement, and we're going to move these families in within the next year. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah,
I
agree.
With that, bro. That would be fun. Like, whatever you need us to do, man, let me know.
Yeah, I want to finish about the Facts Initiative. The Facts Initiative
Yeah.
It's going to be a membership site. The reason why I'm going to make it a membership site, this is not just a regular membership site. I scoured the internet, spoke to a whole bunch of people, and I found one of the perfect packages to build up a site where it's going to be like a social network. Going back to what the sister was saying earlier about the other social networks, this site is going to mimic a social network, and it's going to have picture, like if there's a food network, we're dealing with food. And if there's art network, we're dealing with art. Hold on, let's go. Over here.
Yeah, I'm totally, and y'all know how I am about, I'm skeptical of really just affiliating with anything. I'm on board, for real.
And
this is one situation I'm on board with 1,000%. I'm sorry, go ahead, bro.
Hold on a minute. Just leave it there. All right, give me 1 minute. I'm gonna come and get it. Let me plug up. So it's a membership site. All we need is 30,000. And the reason why I say membership site, because the first plan that I had was an app. And I was like, I'm going to campaign. I'm going to go around America. You know what I mean? We're gonna get the app, and people are gonna download it. Da 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 da. But through further research, I'm like, I don't have time because there's a clock inside of me, and that shit is ticking, and I don't know what's coming. But I'm like, we don't got that much leisurely time because we've been wasting a lot of fucking time. I myself been wasting time. So more people go on the internet to visit websites than they do to show up to lectures and do other things. So I'm like, fuck that. We just gonna build a membership site. We all gonna sign up. We're gonna get this thing going. $20 at 30,000 of us to 600,000. Is also going to be linked into like a SUSU or a MLM, so you'll be making money as you go along. Because at the end of the day, what do we lack? Resources, funding, and budgets. That's what's keeping us stagnated. How many of us got ideas that need funding? How many of us have concepts and we go online and be like, oh, that nigga stole my idea. Because your idea needed some kind of push or current behind it, and that current is currency. So
that's so true.
That's one of the foundations of what it is. As an entrepreneur myself, bro, I suffered. When I say suffered, like I could put out a fucking a guide to suffering in the conscious movement. You know what I mean? But a guide to suffering as an independent business, because you gonna suffer unless someone paves the way and kicks the door down and makes it that you don't gotta suffer. So instead of being one of these sour puss asses and you start complaining about everything, you throw the community under the bus. You start blaming everybody for your shortcomings. Like, I'm not going to be that nigga. I'm going to just go ahead and compromise. Yeah, I could save Red Pill and come up with something, but why not help save the network? Why not help bring everybody together? You know, that's what leading is. These niggas are not leading.
I agree with that.
They do more splitting up. They do more breaking people up than they do leading.
So, I'm telling you, bro. Like when you get it, whatever you need, man. I got your number, man. You know, lock me in because I texted you a little bit before the show, man. Lock me in. Whatever you need, bro. You just reach out to me and let me know.
I need a web developer. Some people that's cool with the, you don't even gotta be super duper like a hacker and shit. Just a regular people that do deal with web development, maybe app development, and we got a crowdfunding campaign called the Facts Initiative and shit, and we got picked up by another a political crowdfunding platform that doesn't accept anybody. And when I sent them a proposal, or rather one of our listeners, they saw the vision and they worked for them, and they pulled some strings, and they got the crowdfunding campaign to be a part of that platform. So, we working on Saturday. We're going to be in Connecticut, Waterbury. We're going to present the Facts Initiative. But when everything is ready, we're going right through the social networks. I don't even want to do lectures. I want to do workshops and conventions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that I'm glad I didn't burn myself out. I've done like 5 lectures. Like I've never got booked in New York City but one time, and that's cool. That's cool. I'm cool with that because I didn't want to burn. I'm glad I didn't burn myself out in that field because that field is not solution based.
Yeah.
You do a lecture, that's like me reading a book to a nigga. You know what I mean? It's not. It hasn't yielded the things that we need. It feels good. The energy is great. I love being there because I could meet a network. But we need workshops, meaning we need to get down with some labor. We gotta tap into our skills, man. Too many of us are talented. Too many of us got skills and trades. We not tapping into that, and we give that shit away to these crackers.
Man, that's so true, bro.
Yeah, or to
And man, that right there is that's the gem of gems. There's so much talent locked up.
And they working for 15 cents, and they're legally. I'm talking about not you got to go through secret codes and to unlock this stage. No, my nigga, they're legally slaves, like right there. Like there's no conspiracy behind that. When I was locked
we
up,
paying for it.
Yeah, when I had a situation in the year 2000, a probation violation. They sent me to a boot camp. These motherfuckers wouldn't call me my name. They would just call me inmate all day. Just inmate.
Wow.
Like, damn, that's some dehumanizing shit right there. Just be like, just be like, inmate, come here, inmate. So I'm like, things that they put in our people, they experimenting on them. They got them working for 5 cents. They feeding them processed foods that are cancer causing. You know what I mean? They giving them the fucking drink that mixes up their reproductive. So shit crazy. And one thing that I say to the brothers, and especially the brothers out there, the only thing that you have that's worth something is your time and your freedom. Stop giving that shit to these motherfuckers, yo. I promise you, that's the war that we losing. Because if you don't have your freedom, you can't conceptualize your ideas. You can't raise your seed. Even if shit popped off, you can't pop back, my nigga. That little $1,000 or $100 joke that you put in your penitentiary chances for, what the fuck does that matter if they're gonna take 5 years from you when you could have been a billionaire? For $100. So I'm not talking greasy without a solution, because then it's just you just shit talking. You could talk greasy like that when you could tell them, I understand that you have an urge to get it, because in your DNA you come from the haves. You're not a have-not. They're the have-not. They come from a land that's barren. They don't have any natural resources. They don't even grow fruit on their trees. You're a have. Inside your DNA, you're used to abundance. Gold in the water, gold in the mountain. You feel what I'm saying? Big ass fucking bananas on the trees. Women walking around with their breasts out. No offense to the ladies, I'm not saying it like that. because we was mature. We was so mature that we identified the divine feminine. We appreciated the divine feminine. Remember, we wasn't in patriarch mode. We had matriarch. The women were running the islands. The women were running certain things. We was not so immature that we would see a woman with a fat with a nice derriere or a suckling breast and we would get all crazy. I want to touch it. No, we was chilling. It's the European, when they came, they went crazy and started raping and doing all of that. So if it's in our DNA, you got diamonds in your blood, you got quartz, copper, gold. If it's inside of you, my nigga, you know what I mean? You're going to attract that. So I don't knock when the youth is out there doing what they do. We don't got no rites of passage to take a teenager into a man. That's going to jail. That's catching a body now. Or running down on your op. You know what I'm saying? We got to implement a rites of passage, because what you going to do to the warrior spirit that's in most of these people? How you going to feed that?
Man.
With a video game? With a book? You know what I mean? They're not going for that. Like I said, when I was young, that savvy shit didn't save me, bro. It didn't do nothing. It helped me. I always was, in my mind, I always had consciousness. I always knew that I was conscious. But I knew that I wanted to go through this experience of going through that underworld, because I had to feed that curiosity. You know what I mean? And I'm alive.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So when I see the youth, I can't knock them, because I was there where they was at. I understand that they didn't. When they like, yo, this conscious shit ain't cool. I'm like, a sister came to my mother's house the other day to get treated, because my mother, she treats people still. You know, she heals people from her house. and a young daughter was a teenager, and her son. We was watching a video. They had a video with Dr. Sabio, and they was like, I want to go in the car. It's too hot in here. Like, I'm good. And then the mother was like, no, you're going to sit right here, da-da-da-da-da. And in my mind, I'm like, I could understand where they coming from because it's too cool. They fucking teenagers. They too cool. They want to listen to fucking Uzi Vert and shit. Young thugs. Like, they don't understand. But you don't let that discourage you. You demonstrate because what are they gonna respond to your demonstration. So it goes back to self. It goes back to we got to work on ourselves. We got to tighten up our circles up, and then the youth will pay attention.
That's a fact.
Once we become owners,
best advice is a good example.
That's the best advice. Because they look at me, and they they want to have conversation. Yo, what's that about? What's the crystal? Or what's the copper? Da 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 da. What's the arc about? And because consciousness has become mainstream and it's no longer underground, I could use examples of famous people that would catch their attention, and now they listening. I'm like, yo, you seen that video with Beyonce? They'd be like, Lemonade? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you seen that scene where she had this on? And I point to the arm. And they're like, yeah, what's that? There you go. That's your doorway in. So
that's so dope, bro. That's so dope, man.
It is what it is.
Hey, man, and I know you pressed for time, bro. I ain't rushing you off. I do want to thank you before you have to go, man, and tell you how much, again, man, we appreciate you dropping the jewels with us, man. Definitely eye-opening, man, and definitely soul-fulfilling.
Indeed, brother. Yeah. That's what I'm here to do. You know,
you got to come back, hopefully.
I'm going to bring company with me. I'm going to bring the shooters. I'm going to bring the shooters with me. I'm going to bring KT.
Oh, please do.
Okay. The young scientists. You know.
And I done already put the word out for who can build websites and apps. So, you know, I hear something, bro, you'll be the second person to know.
Because keep in mind, I'm going to leave y'all with this. This is the new economy. Shame on the niggas or shame on the people who claim that they love our people of all races. They had the nerve to go march with niggas and hold up signs and get tased and get pepper sprayed. But they never mention to our people that there's new economies that have emerged. They know that our problem has to do with the lack of resources, but they never fucking mention crowdfunding. You know what I mean? How you gonna be around thousands of white people and they're not crowdfunding? I'm tapping pockets. Don't bring me to a fucking march. I'm tapping pockets. Like, which one of you niggas got it? Secure the bag. You know what I mean? I'm trying to secure the bag because that's all we need from them. If they got anything to contribute, it's a fucking dead present, some fiat.
Right.
Other than that, there's nothing to contribute. What else can you do? You don't understand my plight. I understand you're part of a race, and I'm racing against you on some Usain Bolt shit. You're not part of the race, nigga. Like, wake up. When we want to get down with them, they put guns in our hands. They put army uniforms on us. They put all kind of shit on us. When they want to get down with us, niggas is like, yo, just pay my phone bill. You'll be part of the organization. I got you for life. We don't require nothing of them. So they don't feel like they got to do nothing for black people. Because niggas they just want to take selfies with white people all day. But anyway, the new economy that's emerging is cooperative economy, collaborative economy, trust economy, a free economy, right? Which deals with strategic allegiances or alliances and collaborations, acquisitions, and mergers. The free economy is Google, Facebook, YouTube, all of the things that is free to use. Why the fuck are they billion-dollar companies, though? These are billion-dollar companies. You don't have to pay a coin to use them, right? So they've developed an economy where you could do things in a free market and monetize that shit. That's revolutionary. Then they have the collaborative economy. The collaborative economy is, just people collaborating. Like, if I want to do something, like if I have a project, I can outsource. And I can have somebody deal with different aspects of what it is that I'm doing. I'm collaborating. You know what I mean? That's an economy. So it boils down to this. What are your goods? What are your services? And what are your products? That's your new economy. I don't give a fuck if the dollar falls tomorrow. Fuck the dollar. The Bitcoin is popping. Nobody cares about the dollar. It's going to go back into bartering if the dollar falls, but it's still going to boil down to what the fuck do you have, goods, services, or products? Okay? When somebody can service you, that's a service. Or when somebody can consult you, that's a service. And when someone can heal you, that's a service. When you have clothing for sale, that's a product or a good. When you have water, you got some guns, you know what I mean? You got some clothes, you got some food. Those are goods. So we got to get it back into production. We're losing the war. We're losing the race because we don't produce. And because we don't produce, we have issues with reproduction because the people who reproduce, the people who reproduce will not reproduce motherfuckers that don't produce. Because women are about shelter, they're about protection. They're going to go with the people who produce. So, case in point, when the factories in Detroit was popping with the cars, when the motherfucking factories in New Jersey was running, there was baby booms taking place. Because production is tied to reproduction. Remember, we don't even grow our own produce. That's the level of production or produce. Or you don't produce, you produce. Don't grow no food. You don't produce. You're not into production. You don't build nothing. You can't sit down and smoke an L, come up with an idea, go right into the lab and build some shit out right there. Some people can. They got 3D printers for that. Some niggas got factories and shit in their house. But the majority of us can't do that. So when we get back into production, we will be productive. Then we will be able to reproduce. Okay? Because remember, the gods and the star seeds are coming back, but there's a firewall. Abortion is at 500 million. For all the Black Lives Matters out there, they're stopping us from coming in. The niggas talk about the zero birth rate of the euro and all that. Okay, you keep harping on that, but they stopping the people who need to come back to do the work. They're not even being allowed to come in. So, production. All of y'all that live in cities where there's empty factories and machines and shit that's just sitting there gaining dust and all of that, try to find out how we could, some of that shit is for sale. There's a website called businessesforsale.com. It's going to blow you away.
Can you say that one more time, bro?
Yeah. Businesses for, not the number, but the letter, FOR, sale.com. And there's another website called Land Watch, like the watch on your wrist, landwatch.com. There they selling 40 acres, 100 acres, 500 acres, all of that shit. Yo, the money that they asking for, niggas are spending in the strip club right now. We're going to talk about that. We're going to have these conversations coming up soon about how we're going to hold these motherfuckers accountable for the shit that they don't do.
Yes.
That's coming. We just, we got to cook. We can't serve the main course right away.
I feel that.
But that's going to be something when we unify and when the different leaders and these organizations finally come together, we're going to have, because we need a strong front to really confront these niggas. You know what I mean? So it resonates. And we're going to bring some of their own people to lead the charge. Their own rappers, their own fucking dope boys lead the charge. Wake these niggas up. Because they got the bag that we need. I need that 30,000. I need that 40 fucking racks. If you want to throw 30 racks in a strip club, to do what? You want to impress those women right there? All right, hold on. Give me that bag, and I'll not only impress those women for you, but about 5,000 others. by doing some real shit that men's supposed to do. You lame ass niggas. You know what I mean?
Exactly what
They just, it's too much of something is not good for us. It was cool when Meech and them was doing it in 2000. All right, that was cute. You niggas are still doing it though. It's 2016. There's a war on multiple fronts, spiritually, economically, biologically, chemically. I mean, you name it. And I'm like they said earlier. I'm not wasting time and energy pitching pearls to swine, trying to convince people of what it is. Make it possible. Don't make no sense to me. It's almost like, it's almost like you're not sure of your shit. So there's enough of us. It may be millions of us right now. All I want is 30,000 good ones who want to make history and who know that you can't keep doing the same fucking thing over and over again, thinking that you're going to get a different results. This shit is insanity. These niggas are like revolving doors. It's revolution means to revolve as well. So it's like we're going in circles, we're revolving, but we're not evolving into what we got to do. So let's just keep that in mind.
No doubt, man. And again, man, truly appreciate your time, man, and the energy, man. Phenomenal, bro.
Yeah. I want to ask you, how do we get your music? Because Scorpion King is dope. That joint fire.
Yeah.
And there's this one joint your brother got. I think it's Solar Activation.
How'd you hear that?
Because I follow, brother. I follow.
Solar Activation. Great.
Man. I listened to a show. You know what I'm saying? You had a show and y'all played it in the beginning of the show, and I just kept running it back. I'm like, damn, I can't find it, so I'm just gonna keep. I know. I just go to the show and listen.
Well, we got a Bandcamp page, and we got a SoundCloud. The Bandcamp is THE, twin, like two people, pillars, PILLARS .bandcamp.
Okay.
Matter of fact, there's some classic stuff with Sabi on. We put 2 mixtapes out for our radio show, one in 2011 and one with 09, and he's featured heavily on the skits. We took excerpts from our Blog Talk show and just put beats under him because anything he say is bars. Like he was the natural bar. Yeah, his shit was barbarian. And the SoundCloud is Red Pillar. And we got an EP coming out, me and a brother by the name of Cam Bada. Not Bam Bada, but Cam, like Cameron, Cam Bada.
Yeah,
right.
And it's like, I think it's 11 tracks. It's fire. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'll be remiss, man, if I don't mention. We got a little music over here, too, bro.
Oh, that's
I'll hit you up on Twitter.
Send me something.
I'll hit you up on Twitter with a couple of links.
Can you do it on Instagram?
I'm looking at Red Pillar now.
Yeah, you could do it on Instagram?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The links you're talking about, I don't really be on Twitter like that.
All right. What's your Instagram, bro?
It's the same as the Twitter.
Okay, I got you.
This for the family though. EL_PHILTHMOOR. L Filthmore. And that's just my whole name put into one. People's like, what do you mean by Phil? What do you like? No, that's Philip Thomas. That's just my name. Because sometimes people be running from their government. I'm like, you gotta work with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like the name Red Pill is in my first name. It's in Philip. PHI fire, red, PHI, and then LLIP flipped around. That's Philip. Like it's right there and hidden. I would never know that. That shit is right in my face. I would never. There's so many things be in our face that we don't know. That's why we gotta look deeper within to things. You know what I mean? It's the motherfucker put it right in your face. That's why they say hit it in plain sight. So, yeah, the SoundCloud page will keep you very busy because there's a lot of material on there, as well as the Bandcamp page. Me and my brother are coming out with a mixtape called Blurred Lines, spelled like blurred, like a combination of blue and red, Blurred Lines, and that's going to feature his contribution as well as mine, you know, the different energies or frequencies we represent. But he's like a master poet. Like, I take nothing away from Blue Pill. This shit is, it's so next level that it's ahead of its time. You know what I mean? Like, he, you know, that's why I get inspired from.
Yeah, that's soul activation.
So
yeah, that's crazy. I remember listening to it like 10 times. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know a word for word.
Oh, you see? You know, I do too. I do too. I got that shit on my cap. You know what I mean? So that's going to be dope. But when it comes to the art, like the music, going back to what I was saying before, you know, I found that it was important to establish what it is that we do through this means. This is more powerful. You know what I mean? You know, I respect the arts, but the intelligentsia, the intellectualism, because we're lacking so much in that category. You know what I mean? Niggas got, it's all kind of fucking rappers out there. But when it comes to, you know, breaking down concepts and teaching and all of that and challenging old information with updated new information, like that needed to be established. But because the art reaches more people, right? Like music is magical, especially when you are tweaking into different frequencies. That shit is, you can't stop it. Like you can't stop music. I never met anybody that heard a song and was like, nah, I want to unhear it. You can't unhear it. The same way that if you open a book, like knowledge don't have a color. Knowledge is non-discriminatory. Knowledge is for all who seeks it. Because when you open up a book, the shit don't close. Knowledge is not racist. It doesn't close. The page don't be like folding over. Like, do I see brown eyes looking at me? Hold on. Let me go and hide. Like, information is readily available to whoever wants it. You know? So I just wanna get the right videographer, because, you know, the YouTube videos, that's one thing. There's no edits really on that, and that's basic camera work. I want to take it to another place. Cinematography.
I got a brother in Detroit for you for that one, bro.
Oh, you got a brother in Detroit? I'm going to be in Detroit in September. Yeah, matter of fact.
Hit me up, because I'll meet you there.
Yeah. Me, Yada. You know Yada? Brother Yada to be online?
No.
Oh,
Yada, we know Yada.
I gotta keep it a stack.
Yeah, Yada.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Yeah. I know you're talking about now. My bad.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about now.
Yada heavy in the streets. It's gonna be me, Blue Pill, Yada, and another person. We're gonna be in Born Allah from Do the Knowledge Radio.
Oh yeah, man. Hit me up. I definitely will meet y'all there.
Yeah, and then we're gonna do it's gonna be 2 days. One day.
Yeah, you broke up just a little bit there, bro.
I was saying that the first day we're gonna deal with music, the next day information. I'm looking right now to see.
Damn, your phone like just going in and out on us.
Oh yeah, because I'm moving and shit.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
And for the life of me, I can't figure out how to put links on like on Instagram. Like I could, you can put a little 19-second clip.
Yeah, you gotta copy it, yo.
Yeah, shit is hard.
I'll figure it out, and I'll definitely hit you with some links too.
But yo, brother Pill, man, when you going back to New York?
Oh man, you know what? His call dropped, bro.
Damn.
And unfortunately, I can't call back in because technically we went overtime, man. So
I still love you.
Right. Right. Like I'm like, man, damn. You know, but that being said, man, definitely appreciate the build, and I trust and believe if the brother hit me up, I will go to the city and personally chop it up. And I'm on the Instagram already, so I'll figure that out in a second. And man, I definitely appreciate everybody that tuned in. Don't forget to check out the groups, My Skin is My Sin, and All Black Everything. And if you need anything business-wise with the show, don't forget to hit the plug up. That would be Jerome at Goons to Gods. That's GOONSTO gods@gmail.com. Y'all want to add anything to that, fellas?
Great show. Great fucking show. Peace to Red Pill and his family. Know the Ledge Radio. All that, man. Great show. I'll let y'all next week.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Love your family. Shout out to Red Pill. You know, it was a blessing for him to come on the show. Make sure y'all check him out. Know the Ledge. If you want to get involved with the powerful things the brother was saying, look up the Facts Initiative. Get involved. I believe it's 2 A's, FAA. Well, anyway, check it out. You know, yeah, I done found the music. He done put me on. All right, I'm good now. You know, like I said, it was a great show. Great show. Shoot, easy show too, because you know that he just took over. You know, just he's in cruise control.
But
anyway,
pretty much.
Yeah, but thanks family for tuning in and support.
And don't forget, man, check out the. I don't plug us enough, man. We on Instagram. My Skin is My Sin 1. That's My Skin is My Sin 1. The number. We on Twitter, same name. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube. We always post the shows up there. Oh, and shout out to Key Usherwood, man, for the fire editing. Definitely, we just started that up, and that's a relationship that we're going to continue with. Shout out to the UK. You know, we had to reach out to the UK to get the fire editing. So salute to him. Salute to everybody that's helping the whole situation just grow, man. It's been humbling. So y'all have a good one, man. Like Sean said, we love y'all. Anything you want to add to that there, AJ?
Oh, man. Just check us out every Thursday, man, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We do this for y'all. We love y'all. This is a great show. Shout out to Red Pill. Be watching some of his videos since we finish this show, man. B1, that's Black First. Holla.
Peace.
Peace, man.